Hi, welcome back to Guessagaingaming, playing Age of Wonders Planetfall. So, a few things. Firstly, I don't think I actually ran this on many turns, if indeed any turns, after I finished the last video. It's sometimes kind of a balance between running on a little bit, just to kind of not use too much time doing the same things, and running on too much and breaking continuity. So I don't think I really ran it on too much, maybe one turn or maybe two. Anyway, so a couple of things that I thought while I was loading into this. I always have thoughts about the game I'm loading into. Number one, at some point, I'm not sure quite when, I'll probably buy one of the other DLCs and play with one of the other DLCs, or possibly at some point both of them, possibly not at the same time, because then you can see which each DLC does, what they bring. And I also may play at some point in the future in Empire mode. I may create a new Empire or use the one I've already got, because that's also a kind of different look to how just playing a one-off kind of game is. And actually, speaking of the DLC, I'm kind of interested, not interested is the wrong term, I'm keen, I think is the term, to see what the Revelations DLC kind of brings in, because we're into like 60 turns, and the only thing I've kind of found that's different is the anomalous site, can't ever say that word straight out, part, which is good. But as you've seen, once you've seen it and you get those sites and you go and you do a bit of exploration, then you've done it and you kind of know what's going on. You get a bit of tech, or you might get a unit or something. But I can't remember from when I bought it what was in it. I would have looked at the time, but I don't remember. And I'm purposely not going back to read what's in the Revelations DLC because I don't want to spoil it. But I'm kind of keen, to the point of almost like super keen now to find out what else happens from that DLC. So anyway, we'll see. So there are a couple of things. Oh, another thing I wanted to mention is if I ever drop in another video while I'm playing a series of games and I don't mention that I'm going to do so, it's probably because either I'm away or maybe I'm sick or something, because I always record a couple of short videos about various other games that I have in standby mode, in case for some reason I can't make a video for a while. So just so you know, if I ever do drop one in without any reason, it's not because I'm moving away from the game I'm doing, it's just because for some reason I can't make a video at that moment. Anyway, so here we are back with the Empire, if we can call it that. One of the things that is tricky in this game, and again I'm always comparing this to Stellaris and Total War, but compared to especially Total War, Stellaris as well, because I played that a lot actually, and I think I got all the DLCs at various points on the computer, not the PlayStation version. Is that it's much harder in this to kind of work out where the threat's going to come. I remember in Total War games, you were Rome and Carthage was wherever it was. It used to be down there, didn't it? And Rome was up here somewhere, or Egypt, whatever. And you could kind of tell from the map where the threat was going to come from, which other empires had a big army, what they were going to do. The same with Stellaris, kind of, when you boarded onto other empires, you could kind of work out what was going to happen. But in this, it's very hard to know when it's going to happen or where it's going to happen, even when you found all the AI player factions. And you can play with different amounts, you can set the amounts you get, but in this I think I've got 2 or 3 others, I can't remember. And we know one is over here, there they are, but it's very hard to know exactly when something's going to happen or where you're going to need your armies to be. So I'd say at this stage of the game, when you've got to about this amount of turns and you've kind of started to get to the edge of where you're going to explore without bumping into other empires or starting wars, it's when it's worth beginning to build other armies, possibly that aren't with your leaders, maybe to join your leaders, because then you can have 2 armies next to each other that can both go to a battle or invade or defend. but it's time to start building up your forces, because like I said, when you end up in a conflict with the AI players, they almost inevitably have overwhelming numbers, and they have overwhelming numbers of reasonably good units. It's not like they have a load of rubbish units and you can wipe them out with good units. They have pretty good units, sometimes have as good as you, and they'll just do you with numbers. So we're going to start building up a army here. We've already got one, so we'll just start gradually building that up while we're waiting. So meanwhile, we've got an unexploited sector, unexplored, and like I said, it's always good to keep exploiting what you can, because you'll need all the energy, especially, and research that you can. I've yet to kind of come across a point where I struggled with residential or agricultural or industrial. Like I said, I'm not a person managing person. I don't go into every single bit of this menu and check what's going on and whether I'm okay with food, but I've never had a warning saying you're running out of industry or residential housing or agriculture. I'm sure it can happen, I'm sure it can be a problem, but it's not happened to me. So because it's not happened to me, I always concentrate on energy, because that's the thing you notice when you run out of the most, and research, because you need research to do research. There you go. So this one we've already done some energy exploitation, and it says we're on a level 3 energy, which is good, so we'll continue in that vein. I think everywhere else is building something or doing something. So what else we were going to do was, I don't know what that is, it doesn't look very friendly. Looks like some very strange aliens. Two of them look like some kind of pig things with big ears. One looks like a penguin. I've come across those penguin things before. They peck you to death, they're quite annoying. And the other one looks like a kind of hippopotamus alien thing. So we're going to attack those strange alien things with our army in auto and kill them as we did. And that was, again, like I said, in this game, you never know quite how those things are going to turn out, because they were not that far levelled off us, but we've killed them all. We got a bit of damage, but that's fine. And we got some energy and some food. As it goes on, again, you kind of want to think about trying to take over some of these buildings, but like I said, that involves fighting with the NPC factions usually, and it depends. You'll have to pick a moment, and again, you'll never know, because the ideal moment would be when you're not at war with anybody else, but then you don't know that that's not going to suddenly happen. So Teixnoid has got an unexploited sector, so let's just deal with that. And we do research there, because that's research level 4, so you'll know which is the best thing to do there, which is going to be the most beneficial by that. Obviously, if you are desperate for energy, even if the energy level exploitation in that sector is only 2, you might still want to do it, but we're not, well, we are a bit desperate for energy because we're not making that much, but okay, at the moment we're going to do that's that. Let's see where everybody else is at. They're making a unit. Now that unit there is doing very little. They were there to fight someone earlier, but we could go and fight that, but that's quite high leveled, and we're not very much above it, and the chances that we lose some of our units is high, so I'm not really keen. What's this? We could enter that, actually, maybe. We'll see. We'll see what that is. Well, I mean, we know what it is, but we'll see what the army inside is. So that's that. We'll check on that. Everywhere else is still making something. They're making a new facility. They're making a new facility. And we've got a unit up here somewhere. There they are. And we kind of might want to attack that, I think. We're going to see what it will take to do it, let's just say that. We might not want to attack it. Oh, have they moved their turn? Oh, okay, we've moved our turn. We have to have a turn and see. It's I would say it's a game where you have to be careful. It's very easy to do something that looks like an acceptable risk, and you can lose your whole army. I've done that. I've gone into these structures with what I thought was a strong army, and it looked quite a good chance that we'd win, and we've been completely wiped out. So it's a game where you really have to balance your risks. Celia publicly complimented us. That's very kind of her. We might compliment her back. Or maybe not. Okay, so we're going to check out what that would be. Let's see. Okay, that's not bad. Now, this is one of those situations where you can see our attacker power is 1,923, their defender power is 1,168. You would think from that it's going to be an easy victory, and it might be, but I've done this before when it's not been, so let's just see how that goes. Okay, so there you go. That's actually made the point, which is that you never know what's going to happen. So again, that looked like it. We were almost 900 points ahead of the enemy, the defenders, and we lost 3 units. So that's not great, but we'll take it, I think. Yeah, okay. Sword, a unit which will replace one of our units, and some research. In those situations like that, and you may say, why didn't I do a replay and fight it? Well, my thinking in that is, number one, it will take up a lot of turns, a lot of time in the video, and that will be a problem to do it on the video channel. But also, I'm not, like I said, I'm not fantastic at the combat in this game. I mean, I understand it completely, but I just don't seem to be really good at getting a really good outcome when it's a close battle. And so, in a battle, if the AI can't win, and it's quite a strong battle, I would reckon my chances of doing better than the AI are not high. So that's why I didn't do that, for 2 reasons. So we've got a unit, so we gained a unit, which is okay. And the thing is, we got this Sanctum of Creation. The landmark is an advanced food sector and gives the following when annexed, plus 40 in food and some happiness, and so it gives some population. So we got a good part, a good sector, and a good thing in our sector. So it was worth doing it, even though we lost a couple of units. We'll have to replace those at some point, but okay. I think we lost our bride in that as well, didn't we? Which was a bit sad. But that's what happens in relationships. You with somebody, and then you enter an enemy building with your army and they die. Happens to all of us. So we've got these aren't that good. I'm just going to would be. It's not going to be one I'm going to do now, I can be sure of that, but oh. Okay. So that's doubly irritating because that sector is claimed by somebody else. And so is that one. So that's given us a clue. So we weren't going to invade that sector anyway because of the fact our army, as you can see, they're taking damage. We're recuperating a bit. So, but that's also shown us what's their name again? One of the AI players, Ebra Quetzal, sounds kind of Mexican or something, is claiming it, and to claim it they must be pretty close by with their main empire, so that's interesting, kind of. I mean, as far as that sector, because it's got something good, we would risk taking it anyway, even if they claim it, who cares? Because we've claimed it and they don't care. And it's near our sectors, so, you know, we've got sectors there and we've got, let's see what that is. And we can only claim, so they've got something up here, I'm going to guess. We'll have a look at that in a moment. Having seen that, okay, let's just move on down here and remember what we're doing. Let's see what this one's going to be. We'll enter that and see what happens. That again looks kind of balanced as we're kind of there, and we'll just do it. And again, we did it. We lost a couple of units. Again, they weren't particularly great units, but it's annoying because we'll have to remake them. But okay, we get some energy, we get some things, and what did that place give us? That gives us extra energy and extra research and sonic resistance. So again, we've lost, but we've gained. And all these things, like I said, it's a balance of what you can get from losing a few units, and you will end up losing units, it's the same with all games, and what you'll gain. And the gain in those two battles was worthwhile, even though we lost our bride. But we'll never find another like her, literally. So I think that's we've got research. Spaces demand, they want something. I don't really want to give them a lot of energy, so then we don't want to give them that. That's quite a lot of energy. We've not got a huge amount, and we're not making a huge amount. We could decline, or we could do a quest, and I don't really want to do a quest either now, because all our armies have just lost a couple of units, so we haven't got a kind of ready army that's just kind of sitting around doing nothing. So we will decline, and they can cry about that a little bit. But that's the reason early on, when you have no other things going on and you've got armies dormant doing nothing, that's the reason to do the NPC faction quest, because once you keep doing them, they won't want to fight you for a while. You'll have quite a bit of leeway. Whereas if you turn them down early on or fail their quest, they will want to have a war with you pretty fast. I mean, sometimes, and again, everyone plays differently, that can be beneficial. If you turn down one of the NPC factions a lot and end up having all of them, you can take over their areas and you might be able to win a battle with them, and you might be on top of them very quickly. But like I said, they do have a lot of, you can see from all these little yellow ones, they are all spacer factions. They've got one there, one there, one there, they've got some there, and that's just in that little, some there. So they have a lot of armies. So if you do try and do that early, it can be difficult, but blah blah blah. We've got something, dimensional control, that sounds, gravity pulse grenade sounds cool. And with our society research, ruins navigation sounds useful. It sounds like something I wanted a while ago, but anyway. You could end up fighting one or all of the NPC factions early by choice if you just want to turn them down. You see the spaces have got things here as well. They've got things everywhere. Again, they've got one there. But like, as you can see, they have a lot of smaller armies everywhere, and even if they're small, they're that much sick. They're not on their own. They're not unthreatening, and when they've got a lot and they can all gang up on you, that can be quite hard. So although you might be tempted to fight them early, you would need to be at a certain level, otherwise you'll just end up throwing all your units away for nothing, I would say. Upgrade our hero, okay, thank you for that. Let's do vitality, because we always do that one. I think we'll leave it at that. Well, we've got range specialists, and they will win, aren't we? Range. Yeah, we'll save a couple of points. Okay, so that's that. Ideally, I'd like to have a scout thing that can go over there. Actually, we've got that.
Revelations primed and ready.
Monitor thing which we made earlier, which we can put somewhere here maybe. If we put it there. It may not show us a lot, like I said, you can put those things in different places and sometimes they'll pick up something really useful and sometimes they won't make any difference, but it's no harm. And I would suggest with that monitor thing, as soon as you've got a lot of energy to make another one. Just do another one, so you've got one in reserve. Okay, I think that's everything. Yeah, one of the things that can happen, and it happens in all games, turn-based or not, is that you end up doing whatever conflict it might be. It might be a good idea at the time to raid a city or raid a site or whatever it might be, and you'll end up at the same time with all your armies a bit depleted, and then you just don't want to get into any more big conflicts at that moment. So we will see. A proposal from Claudius. You'll notice I don't concentrate on what the AI players are saying all the time. It's not my priority. Sometimes I completely forget what they're saying because they'll compliment you and they'll propose something, and it's usually something about energy or access to your territories and things like this. But okay, let's just see what they're saying this time. They want Cosmite. Now give us a lot of energy. Yeah, okay. We're not making anything with Cosmite that we desperately need it for. Nice. Paragon faction demand. And they want Cosmite, just because we just gave them. Normally I would say no, but we've already said no to the spacers, so we don't want to antagonise everybody at the same time. We could do a quest, but our armies, as I said, aren't really at full strength, so we'll just give them that to shut them up, basically. Okay. I think we're gonna go that way with this. I'm now aware that there might be AI player somewhere over there because they can claim these sectors, so I'm going to concentrate on maybe claiming that just in case they start taking sectors that are in our direct line of sight or on the edge of our current sectors. Here we can make a new unit, which we will, because we're one short there. We're one short everywhere, actually. It's not good. So you can see we've got these units that we've not modified yet, and that's fine because, as you can see, we've got hardly any Cosmite. You just saw what happened. We gave some away and we exchanged some, so we'll just make a unit without the Cosmite just to fill the gaps, as it were. Unit up there. They're not doing well at all, but again, we just want to use them to go around, because as you can see from our influence, the green circle thing, we've got a lot of that, so it wouldn't hurt to make a few more forward bases. You can never have enough forward bases. There's no deficit to having forward bases, as long as you've got enough influence. That unit's just moved. The one down here is also not doing very well. They've also been depleted, so we might have to head back that way to go back to base to make some more. So yeah, okay. And it might be that nothing happens, and it might be that there's no war at the moment and we'll get to all our units back to full strength, but it's just that moment where we're really kind of under strength at the moment. Let me just check. I will check when we get through this. We'll just have a little look and see what. Theoretically, you can see from the ratings, they're all pretty. We've got a non-aggression pact with Celia, the one that complimented us before, and this one that we found there, they're still not negative towards us, and neither are they. So theoretically we're not close to war, but those things can change very fast. I mean, if we claimed one of their sectors, they would probably be negative to us very quickly, and you can never quite tell what they're going to do. You never know whether they're suddenly going to want to attack you or something. So it looks good, but that's only kind of a guide, I would say, to what can happen. What can happen can be very unpredictable. Okay, so we're going to go here, and we will claim that sector by building a base, because we have the influence to do so. With this unit here, we will go there, and surprisingly we will build a base, because now we're concentrating on claiming the territory that we haven't claimed, that we can. That one is still building a unit. That one is building a research in one of the sectors, I think. Okay, so now we see that that colony, that city is kind of freed up, and we've got this army that's depleted. We'll start building some unit there to fill the space. And again, we've got that lack of cosmite. See, that may have been a bad decision when I gave away that cosmite and traded some cosmite, but what have they already got? They've got those scavenger units, so we don't really want another one of that. Lightning Rider's only 10. Okay, we'll have that. Ideally, there were sectors, I think I've found them, but I've not taken one over yet, where you get a plus of cosmite for having something in your sector, but I don't think we've got one of those yet, or if we have, it's not enough. Okay. Yeah, we'd like that hotel cauliflower. If we could, we would rename that hotel, because that's not really a exciting name for a hotel. But anyway, come and stay at the luxurious Hotel Cauliflower. Actually, it sounds like a very bad meal you'd get. Would you like a Hotel Cauliflower? Anyway, but again, we need to bolster our unit that's over there before we consider doing that. We have got a couple of spare, actually we've got a couple of spare, not spare, but those units we were going to start into a new army, and because we have two, coincidentally, there you go, as we have, we've got enough there. Okay, we're down here in case we find there's a problem, and we can always send new units to join up with that army later. That's fine. We've got that there. What's here? Let's see. Yeah, okay. We've still got a lot of influence. You haven't got to use all your influence, but we've got a lot of sectors we've not put forward bases on. We'll send this one back that way. They've now got space where they can build something, and there's nothing else they can actually build except a unit, so we will start building units. We'll build those lightning riders because they're quite useful, and like I said, I would advise you to I wouldn't ever leave, unless you're running out of resources, like you're very low on energy, I would never leave a colony without doing something. So if you're not producing resource in a sector, like that one is with research, or you're not building a building, I would always suggest you build a unit, because like I said, you'll need as many units as you can. Like you've seen in the last few turns, you'll lose units when you're invading different buildings or fighting, and you can't ever really have enough units, because when it comes to the big battles at the end with the AI, you will need them. So, okay, I think that's enough for today. We've only covered about 4 turns, but it seems like a lot, doesn't it? But like I said previously, a few turns in this game, even without doing it for video and explaining everything, can take a while, and when you're explaining it takes a lot longer. So anyway, thanks for watching Age of Wonders Planet 4 again, and I will be back next time, continuing from this point. I might run it on again, maybe a turn or two, but certainly not many. Anyway, thanks for watching and take care.